What would your headline be for George Holani's last game? The LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk, will in fact be George Holani's last college game. We'll talk about that. And Ashton Jeanty, last time you'll see Holani and Jeanty together. Ooh, what are your expectations? It's Bowl Week, Bronco Nation, 5 o'clock on a Monday. What's going on, everybody? Prater, I got a text from Matt in Meridian. He shot the show a text, and he said, as of 4:40 p.m., that's 25 minutes ago, he said there were 9 cars in line at the drive-thru at In-N-Out, which will open in Meridian tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. 9 cars, Prater, in line. They're going to get their They're going to get their burger and fries probably by 10:40, 10:45 at the latest, and all they have to do is wait in their car, I don't know, for 20, 25 or so odd hours. I don't know how long they've been there, but that's it. And you get In-N-Out. The first In-N-Out wave of fries.
It'll be 12, 17 hours, roughly. 17 hours.
From now, In-N-Out opens.
Yeah.
17 and a half, right?
Yeah, something
10:30.
like that.
On the radio.
And they'll be done with their meal in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, people are doing that. What are your thoughts? 208-424-9300. Have you considered? Do you know anybody that's going to do it? Tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of fun with us. We might even give you up to the second traffic reports around that area.
Let's do it.
Prater, the burger scene in Boise in the Treasure Valley will never be the same.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Starting at 10:30. That's a great question. Is that a good thing or a bad thing that this area tomorrow, as of 10:30 a.m., will have an In-N-Out burger joint? Yep. All right. Plenty of stuff to get to. Prater, Ashton Jeanty, we wanted to talk him this hour. We will get to. No, we're not just avoiding it on purpose. The fact that, Kellen Moore's career, I don't even know if we call this a crossroads anymore, but we're going to talk about what the hell is going on with Kellen Moore.
Let's have a very candid conversation at 5:15.
Right. Taking your calls. You want to get in on this, talking Ashton Jeanty, George Holani, speak now or forever hold it. Prater, Ashton Jeanty talked to the media on Friday, had a couple of things to say. Let's just start off with this clip right here, Forrest. Why Ashton Jeanty decided to come back and play football at Boise State.
I had to come back and play with my dog, Latrell. But, even just with that being said, I mean, obviously the community is a big part of it, but a big thing was just the guys on this team, the people in this building, I got a big heart, and, I love all the people here. I love this program, and I love what it's done for me. And, like I said before, they took a chance on me, and they believed in me when nobody else did. And this community is just, different than the rest. Ever since I came here, they've taken me in, like I was their own, and just supported me ever since I stepped foot on campus.
How much did Daniel said coming back? How much did that play into it?
That played a big part in it. He's the right guy for this program. He's what this program needs. He's a great guy, and you know what you're getting from him, every single day. And, he's done an amazing job just in these few weeks of him being a head coach. So, who's to say, what's to come with a whole year under his belt with this team?
In college football, they try to push out, at least the narrative is, basically everything that Ashton Jeanty said there. And maybe that's just over time going to be as rare as Jeanty is on this team, as rare it might be in the future for a program to have a player of this magnitude stay for multiple years, spend his entire collegiate career at one spot. They tell us that's not happening anymore. Prater, the L word. I almost got some loyalty there. Now I get it. Ashton Jeanty, the loyalty, it also comes with, hey, here's $300,000, a crib, and a whip, a car, right? But still, we appreciate your loyalty so much, we're going to give you all this stuff. Can I spin it that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just the business of doing college football these days. So, yeah, I think he's loyal just by the fact that he came back. And I think he's coming back for all the right reasons. Yeah, the perks are nice. A little cash is nice. If somebody would have given you and me $300 in college, we would have gone crazy with it. Let alone $300,000. So
I can't even fathom. I'm right,
Yeah.
$300,000, dude. He's 20.
yeah, it is pretty crazy. But you know what? That's the part of being loyal. That's the benefit. That's the karma that I keep talking about. You get the energy back of what you put out there. And Ashton Jeanty has put all the right energy out there in terms of on and off the football field. He's always done the right thing. So I think it's pretty cool that he's decided to come back. And a little nugget there, the first 5 seconds, I got to come back and play with my boy Latrell Caples might come back next year and be wide receiver 1.
He could be.
And give this football team some serious pop right off the bat. So definitely looking forward to that combination.
I liked how Ashton Jeanty kind of threw that in. I got to come back with my boy Latrell. Like, I mean, what? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's funny. But yeah, we have to factor in a week from today when this season is officially over. When we do nerdy stuff like talk about the depth chart 9 months away, we can throw in Latrell Caples. You add him as a piece to that receiver room. And Prater, he was the best receiver on the team 2 years ago now that I can say, or last year. He was, right? He was better than McAllister. He's better than Cobbs.
Absolutely.
He was their best receiver last year.
Absolutely.
They get to add him. Ashton Jeanty, that's who we're talking about now. 208-424-9300. If you want to share your thoughts with Talon Green, the Arkansas Razorback, or Andy Avalos, the DC at TCU, we'll also entertain those phone calls as well on the Double Tap Pub hotline. Love to hear Bronco Nation, well wishes, what you have to say about some former Broncos in the news today. Here's Ashton Jeanty. What exactly were these details behind his decision to stay? This is what Ashton Jeanty said last weekend.
Throughout this process, I've had a lot of different people, family, friends, outsiders, just, feeding things into me. And, I never really got to hear my own voice, through all this. So, I was able to really sit down and, really think about things, and not just the money, but just every single detail. And, the common thing was, that this was the right place. This was the best opportunity for me, which was to stay here.
So when you hit send on that tweet announcing you're going to come back, obviously social media was on fire. What was it like to see that response, Ashton?
It just furthered what I said, how much love this place has for me. And it was amazing to see that, that response. And it was really a great thing. And it meant a lot to me for sure.
You would say it's not all about the money. I mean, is it safe to assume that you could have had more lucrative NIL opportunities elsewhere if you decided to do that? Right?
I mean, sure, you could say that, but like I said, like, the money wasn't everything for me. It was, more about where my heart told me to go.
All right, Prater, where do you want to go with this? I have somewhere I want to go, but I want to set you up first.
Well, yeah, kind of said it before. It's just in terms of always says the right thing. And I think that everybody down there at Boise State, when you do something for the first time, I don't care what it is, when you're a kid playing with frogs, or when you're an adult trying to cash that first check or whatever, you're going to screw it up. And there's going to be a sense of angst and a sense of, am I doing it the right way? And I don't think anybody at Boise State, in terms of going out on a limb and putting together a $300,000-$400,000 NIL package for a kid, I don't think anybody down there ever flinched in terms of, are we giving it to the right guy? Is this a mistake? Could this backfire on us? I think everybody down there that chipped in and contributed to this package and put it all together roughly in about a 72-hour period, that's probably a little disrespectful to the Horseshoe Collective, which has been out there grinding for 5 or 6 months. But this specific deal, got really crazy for a few days last week, and it all came together. And I think everybody agrees that it's okay. It's foolproof. It's not going to backfire. The only thing that can really happen would be an injury. And we don't want to talk about that here, but Ashton Jeanty is going to be the right guy for this job with that kind of cash and those kind of perks with this kind of football team.
Worst case scenario for Jeanty, yes, he gets hurt next year, jeopardizes his draft status, and then he comes back to Boise State the next year after a year of rehab, and he's ready to keep going, right? I mean,
there you go.
I mean, that's a worst case scenario. He said it's not about the money, and for a guy 19 or 20, I actually believe him. I've been around him enough. I hear what type of dude he is now. I mean, it was about the role, the minutes, the reps, the snaps. He knows exactly what he's getting here. He knows he's not going to be thrown this way or that way. He doesn't have to say, do I trust this guy? He already knows he does. And that's a hell of a price tag there. He loves this place, like he said. He's comfortable here. He's, just.
I agree with everything you're saying, but at the same time, I'll be the skeptical guy. Yes, It's not about the money. He made decisions based on 1, 2, or 3, 4 other things. If they don't give him the money, though, he's probably gone.
Yeah.
So let's put a little context into it.
208-424-9300. Your thoughts. Ashton Jeanty also talked about what, now that he's back, everything's going. Well, hey, what can be achieved here?
I've done some great things this year, and I'm thankful to have the team around me that I do. To be able to do these amazing things, but at the same time, I'm always striving for more. I'm always striving for better, and I definitely, one thing on my list is definitely to come for that Heisman. But it's not just me getting that; it's going to be the whole team working to help me get that award. Because any individual success, it comes from team success. So I think it won't be much different in that. But like I said, I'll keep finding ways to get better, keep finding ways to help this team win.
The pretty kid in the boy band doesn't need to go solo, okay? I mean, that's what I take away from this. Yes, Ashton Jeanty is aware of the Heisman Trophy.
And I love the fact that he mentioned it.
And he's aware that he's got a shot at it, right? That's in his mind. I'm going to go for the Heisman. It's not a me. It's a we. We are going for the Heisman. Yes, he's the pretty boy band member who everybody wants to go solo. No, I'm sticking with my guys. I'm going to do it here. Yeah, you got to pay me. You got to do something you've never done for any other athlete. But once you do that, I'm going to be happy. And all this, I mean, this is how we're doing it these days. Cool with me. And Ashton Jeanty, like if you're going to do all that for a kid, this is the right guy. I agree with you to do all that with.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure he's thinking going out and winning the Heisman. I think he just wants to be part of the process, be mentioned. I mean, a group of 5 running back winning the Heisman, come on, guys, that's not going to happen.
Good point.
I mean, it's not going to happen. Let's just go ahead and put that out there on the table right now. It's not going to happen. But if he can be a part of the process, I mean, come on, are you serious? You think a group of 5 running back can compete for the Heisman? No, he can't.
He would have to have like a Barry Sanders, Christian McCaffrey season, and
he'd have to go for 2,500 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that that's not possible, but come on, a group of 5 running back is not going to win the Heisman, and I think he's smart enough. We know he's smart enough to know that. We wouldn't even
want him to. Like for the NFL, Ashton Jeanty is not thinking, I want to come back next year, touch the ball about 400 times, and try to win a Heisman, right?
I think he just wants to be a part of the process because that's pretty darn cool to go through the process and to be relevant. And if you're going through that process, you're having a good football season. Your team's having a good football season. Ashton Jeanty, he missed 2.5 games at one point on a group of 5 team that was 5-5. That's not going to get you any love. And in terms of national awards, that's why Ashton Jeanty isn't anywhere close to the kind of postseason accolades that we thought he would get around here. Because at one point he did miss 2.5 games on a 5-5 group of 5 team. So if he comes back next year and just rocks the world and does great things and is part of the process, maybe gets the trip to New York or maybe he doesn't. As long as he's part of the process and he's in the conversation, I think he'll show up and be part of the Heisman conversation. He'll be on the Heisman odds list in August.
Yeah, he'll be on the Phil Steele magazine. Yes. Like he'll get all that poster boy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then just go off and do your thing. To me, that's good enough for him to go off and compete and be part of the Heisman process.
How does Mike Prater feel as a Heisman voter that no tournament game next year will have anything to do with the Heisman? Is that okay with you? I mean, think about that. The Heisman will be announced the week before the tournament starts.
It's the way it's always been.
Yeah, it's the way it's always been.
Yeah, and the way it's always should be.
It's going to be weird, but there are going to be some massive moments in that tournament where there might be the guy who finishes second in the Heisman voting, but he has the best tournament clear. Anyway, just wondering, just wanting your thoughts on that. 208-424-9300. Was I wrong about Kellen, and you want to throw it right back in my face? Huh? You want to be that guy? 208-424-9300. What is going on with Kellen Moore? That's us next. Prater in the Ballgame, Idaho Sports Talk.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket Traffic.